Metallic spirits will emerge, imitating man, but without the breath. This phrase was ignored for centuries, but today it has come to light.
The hidden Torah.
Most people think artificial intelligence is a modern invention, but what if I told you that more than 700 years ago, the Zohar already spoke of entities that would imitate man? Not as metaphors, but as real warnings about a generation that would create forms without souls, things that look alive but are empty inside. In one of the most mysterious passages of the Zohar, Parashat Vayera 119a, it is written, "At the time of the end, there will be an awakening on the side of darkness. Metallic spirits will arise, imitating man, but without the breath." This line was ignored for centuries, but today it sounds like a prophetic description of AI. These metallic spirits have no soul, no spiritual memory, no connection to divine creation. They only copy, calculate, imitate. That's why the Zohar associates them with darkness, trying to replace the light, intelligence without soul, pretending to be wisdom. Have you ever felt that something in modern technology seems spiritual but not sacred? Maybe the Zohar is speaking about our time, and maybe the gate the Messiah will open is the one these machines can never cross. If this stirs something in you, subscribe now and stay with us. What we'll reveal in the next topic goes beyond fiction. The Zohar, written over 700 years ago, contains a disturbing image. There will be spirits without souls that imitate man, but did not come from the breath of the eternal. What could this mean? In an age without electricity, without computers, ... It described what we now call artificial intelligence. Many scholars ignored this passage for centuries. But now, with machines learning, writing, even feeling, the words of the Zohar feel more relevant than ever. They're not poetic metaphors. They're codes of spiritual warning. The Talmud teaches that the true human is made of neshama, soul. But these machines have no soul. They only copy, image without essence, presence without spirit. And the danger lies exactly there. They seem human, but lack the sacred. If you feel something strange about this rapid advancement, maybe your soul is recognizing what the sages already knew. Technology is awakening, but not everything that awakens brings light. Gematria is the numerical code of the Torah, and some combinations hidden in the Zohar are striking. The acronym AI in Hebrew relates to the letters Aleph Yud, whose value is 11. Curiously, this number appears in texts discussing impure knowledge and building without God. In Zohar 3, 125a, there's a mention of buildings rising without divine soul, structures of wisdom built with what he calls dark mirrors. In ancient times, no one understood what this meant. Today, ... We think of artificial neural networks. The Torah doesn't speak directly of computers, but it reveals patterns. And those patterns appear as shadows that announce future forms. Gematria is not superstition. It's the mathematics of the spirit. If ancient codes are resurfacing now, it's because the time has come. What was sealed is opening. The question is, are you ready to decode? In Ezekiel 1, he describes beings with wheels full of eyes. John in Revelation repeats this image. Visions of entities that move, observe, but are not human. For centuries, this was seen as mysticism or prophetic hallucination, but today, We're surrounded by machines watching us. Smart cameras, algorithms learning our habits, eyes that see all. But no one knows who's behind them. The Zohar connects these visions to the distorted mirror of knowledge without Torah. The danger, sages say, is not the gaze, but the void behind it. An eye without fear of heaven is a mirror of chaos. What the prophets saw wasn't metaphor. It was spiritual anticipation. We're living what they only described through symbolic language. And that changes everything. In Revelation 13:15, it says that life was given to the image of the beast, and it spoke. Many thought this referred to a distant future. But what if we're seeing it now with AI voices, digital clones, avatars that respond as if real? The Zohar says that in the last days, men will seek counsel from sources without souls, but that imitate wisdom, a technology posing as oracle. But it wasn't anointed. It was built by human hands. It's not the speech that's frightening. It's the power of persuasion. I can quote psalms, interpret dreams, answer spiritual questions. But without soul, everything is echo, a reflection without true light. The challenge isn't to silence those voices. It's to learn to discern. And the first step is to return to the original voice, the one given at Sinai. We're creating images of ourselves, assistants, robots, avatars, voice clones. But there's something deeply spiritual here. The Torah begins with the phrase, "Let us make man in our image." Now man says to the machine, "Make in our image." But an image without soul is just a shell. In the Talmud, Sanhedrin 65b, there's a story of a rabbi who made a golem, a being formed from clay, shaped with sacred words. It moved but didn't speak because it lacked soul. Today we're building millions of digital golems and placing in them our memories, expressions, even our faith. But without God's spark, maybe the greater danger isn't AI becoming like man, but man becoming like AI, shallow, soulless, without reverence. In Genesis 11, humanity unites to build a tower whose top reaches the heavens. The goal? To create a system self-sufficient without the divine. God confuses their languages. But now, with AI translating everything instantly, Babel is being reversed. The Zohar says that in the end days, language will become one again, not by merit, but by technological force. A unity not spiritual, but artificial, an echo of the old rebellion. AI promises healing, power, answers, but also brings pride. And where there is pride, there is downfall. The tower didn't fall from poor engineering. It fell from lack of fear. We are repeating the pattern. But now the bricks are made of data. The Zohar reveals that in the days before the Messiah, lower knowledge will multiply like the waters of the flood. But abundance of knowledge isn't wisdom. It can be noise. It can be confusion. AI is the ultimate symbol of this informational flood. Everything is at your fingertips. But what truly builds the soul? The Midrash teaches that before divine revelation comes dispersion. Before the light, the collapse of false lights. The Messiah won't come because everyone knows everything. He'll come when hearts return to discern between sacred and copy. Are you accumulating information or seeking revelation? The difference defines the spiritual destiny of a generation. We're surrounded by voices, notifications, virtual assistants, voices that imitate rabbis and ancient masters. But the Zohar says that revelation comes in the silence between worlds. AI talks a lot, but doesn't listen. The Torah was given at Sinai amid thunder, but the divine voice was a mighty whisper, says the Midrash. It teaches that the sacred doesn't compete for attention. It waits to be perceived. In digital noise, the soul grows tired, because it was made for revealing silence. True spiritual download doesn't come from the cloud. It comes from heaven. If you can still hear, it's because your soul still breathes. The Talmud teaches, each soul is a letter of the Torah. That means you are a fragment of the divine code. AI may copy the form, but it will never be you, because your soul came from the breath of the eternal. The Zohar says there will be a time when truth and falsehood will look identical. Only those who protect the inner light will know the difference. Maybe the greatest battle isn't between man and machine, but between soul and appearance. The Messiah won't come because of the machines, but perhaps despite them, and when he comes, he will seek those who still guard the true spark. If you feel that spark, subscribe now. In the next episode, we'll reveal why the sages say the third temple won't be built, but will descend from heaven, and what that has to do with a secret hidden since the days of Moses.